Now look forward to the last race of the first day, and what a race in prospect. Thomas Lange, Olympic and world champion, Václav Chalupa, the World Cup champion, but perhaps the biggest surprise that the Russian Yuri Jansen, gold medalist in Tasmania, hasn't made the final. Hasn't been rowing well and has also had the problems of the Russian coup on his mind, worrying about things back home. Well, Eric Verdonk was in lane one there for New Zealand. Remember, Philippa Baker have already given New Zealand a gold medal in the opening race. It's Harold Fadebauer for Austria. I wonder whether he can give them a gold medal in this, the last race of the day. Sixth in the World Championship in Tasmania last year, and a couple of seconds off the pace in the Lucerne regatta, so he's got to find a little bit if he wants to be in contention. Now Václav Chalupa, who had a real battle with Thomas Lange, who's outside on his left. Chalupa won the season-long FISA World Cup this year, but in Lucerne, in the final race, he was just pipped on the line by this man. World champion in 87 and 89, Olympic champion at Seoul, Thomas Lange, very much a legend, and he doesn't mess about on the big day. Ketan Bronowski, just out of the medals a year ago, and completing the lineup in lane 6, Australia, and Peter Anthony, a lightweight gold medalist, now competing at open weight. Well, 20 set out, these then the 6 finalists.
Are you ready? Go!
Peter Anthony on the far side away quickly. He was third in the doubles last year, heavyweight double last year. He's moved back into the single boat. And this is the Austrian, Fadebauer. Very powerful man. There's Peter Anthony now. He's been on the circuit for 9 or 10 years now. A lot of success, a lot of experience, and a lot of courage.
And he's got the conditions, Dan.
Oh, certainly, for a lightweight man, he hasn't got to bully his way into a headwind, and you can see he's seized his chance here. Tailwind conditions, just what a lightweight needs against the heavyweights. But there, tucking up just behind him, is one of the all-time greats, Thomas Lange, still actually very young. Thomas Lange has never been beaten in a single scull. He was in the double last year, which came second, but in a single, never been beaten. And there's Broniewski of Poland. He's never actually won a medal, but he's always been there and thereabouts. He's always been in the hunt. A very powerful man, and also 25, young man. But it's it's the German man, Thomas Lange, who's going to put the biggest pressure on the Australian lightweight out in the far lane.
Indeed, Lange with so many medals to his success, just 27 years of age, and there you can see the bow of Harold Fadebauer of Austria. A lot to ask of this young man. He's done well in the FISA World Cup this year. He's been consistent throughout, but again, a bit like Broniewski, he's just lacking that final punch to put him home in the major medal positions.
He's a nice smooth mover, though. You see, he's a nice smooth mover, works very horizontally, doesn't bounce his boat at all, good pick-up. No up and down movement at all. It's all horizontal work, and he's a very effective sculler.
Just about bringing up the rear at the moment in the first 500. Peter Anthony still with the advantage over Broniewski, with Lange just about third, not too much between those three. And then the Czech Chalupa, who will come with a late charge, that's for sure, down towards the end of the field with Fadebauer. Verdonk, though, at the moment, just about fourth.
Yes, Verdonk was third last year. He got beaten at Henley a couple of months ago by the lightweight Wim van Bellegem, the Belgian. So he didn't like that very much, but here become a very effective sculler in the last 3 years. He came to the Commonwealth Championships as a very rough sculler initially, but he's really smoothed out and he's become an extremely powerful sculler. But there, the Australian now has lost that initiative as the Pole Broniewski has moved up in front. It's Broniewski who's taken the lead. Thomas Lange is shadowing him. Thomas Lange looking very smooth and confident there, but Broniewski, could this be his year? Could this be Broniewski's year for Poland? Poland hasn't won a gold yet. Chalupa of Czechoslovakia in fourth place, and there's Fadebauer again in sixth position. trying to get back on terms, but not quite with the same liveliness on the catch in this tailwind that he needs.
So coming to the 1,000-metre mark, and it's Broniewski who's there in 3 minutes 18.94, just ahead of Thomas Langer, and it's really bow to bow. In third place, the Australian Peter Anthony, still hanging on the far side. If he got any colour medal, that would be brilliant, as we have a close-up look of Chalupa, back in 5th place at the moment, Dan.
Isn't it unusual? I mean, he won the World Cup earlier this year. You wouldn't expect to see him that far back, but obviously the pace has been very, very hot over the first 1,000. Let's see what he can do over the second half. He's really beginning to push it up now. He's moved into 3rd place. He's caught Peter Anthony just. Verdonk is moving up as well. Fadabaga is still hanging on, but he's not going to get back on medal terms. It's still Broniewski under pressure from Thomas Lang up in the leading pair of scullers. There's Thomas Langer, always cool, never been beaten in a single, wearing the United Germany vest for the first time, and what a powerful athlete, relishing this, moving beautifully, and he's taken the lead. He's taken the lead from Broniewski of Poland, and Chalupa is now putting Broniewski under pressure. It's these 3 young men who've really been on top of sculling in the last couple of years. These are the men who are dominating the scene at the moment. Thomas Langer of Germany in front, Broniewski in 2nd place, and Chalupa of Czechoslovakia trying to put Broniewski under pressure.
Coming through now to the final stages of the race now, and obviously Thomas Langer making the best of his way home. Broniewski hoping to hold on at least to get a medal here. As you said earlier, Dan, he's never won one, and we're into the final 500 metres. Chalupa beginning to wind it up now. He was 3rd through that 1,500-metre mark. Broniewski's just ahead of him. In 4th place, Verdonk dropping back. Then Anthony, who's really blown his chance, although he did exactly the right thing earlier on. And Fadabauer, who's finding this company pretty hot to keep. But Langer, at 27 years of age, well, is this yet another famous medal? You go back to 1983, he won a gold in the double sculls. He won a gold in the double sculls again in 85, single sculls in 87, Olympic champion in 88, and then world champion in single sculls in 1989 and 1990. It's just an unbelievable record, and on the day, quite incredible. Fadabauer struggling now, and unlike Lucerne, Dan, where Langer had to come late to just pip Chalupa, well, I don't think Chalupa's going to do it today. Langer has destroyed the field.
Absolute class of his own. He is a phenomenal sculler, a fantastic athlete, and he is enjoying his new freedom enormously.
And obviously getting the respect of all the rowing fraternity, who know that this man is a bit special.
Yes, look how clear he is of the others. And Chalupa, that last minute push there in the last 500 metres has taken him clear of Broniewski into 2nd place, but it's got to be Langer so far in front, and the first single scull winner of the new United Germany.
Chalupa gets the silver. He closed, but he'd left himself far too much to do. And Broniewski at last gets the major medal, and Peter Anthony holding it really well together in the end to deny Verdonk, with Fadabauer in 6th place. But look at that clear water. It really is an amazing margin of victory, and he's 5 seconds inside the world best time, just for good measure.
Excellent. Those 3, I think, are going to dominate the scene for the next 2 or 3 years, because they're all quite young and nobody looks really set to challenge them at all. But it's this man, Langer, who's right on top.
Gold medal number 4 for Germany on day 1, and almost 4 seconds the advantage, but the time 6:41, again something to note in the world record book for best times. And appropriately, the president of FISA, Denny Oswald, comes up to present this very special oarsman with yet another gold medal. On his right, Chalupa for Czechoslovakia. You must wonder, Dan, and hope that Thomas Langer would go away someday, but he isn't going to do that. and then
well, he did go away last year. He went into the double and came second. So they had it between them last year. But it was the Russian Janssen who won it last year.
Well, it's Langer's honour this time around, and with that effort he keeps Germany at the top of the table. 4 medals to them. Britain and Canada happy, Holland with 1 of each, and Ireland their first ever gold medal. New Zealand also getting a gold on this opening day. 17 countries sharing the medals on this first day of finals, and that's a very healthy sign for the sport. Well, 11 gold medals have been awarded, but there are still 11 to be decided. That's on day 2. But for now, from Dan Topolsky and myself, David Goldstrom, thanks for your company. Look forward to seeing you for day 2 of these World Championship finals here in Vienna.